bring it right down. Now,
I ain't got a drone up.
You've got a drone up.
I haven't.
You have. You walked past me with a drone.
I haven't got a drone up.
Where is your drone?
Pardon?
Where's your drone? Right. Listen to me. Just go over a sec.
What?
Right. You've obviously got the drone up.
I haven't.
Well, you have.
No, I haven't.
Just listen to me.
No, you listen to me.
Right.
I haven't got a drone up.
Just listen to me.
Go ahead.
So what's that then?
That's some drone footage.
Right. Okay. So where's your drone?
Huh?
Where's your drone?
What's it got to do with you, buddy?
Right. Just so you know, you are committing an offence.
I'm not committing an offence at all. Am I flying at this minute?
Listen to me.
Am I flying?
Listen to me.
Go ahead.
Right.
Just to let you know, we're contacting Civil Aviation Authority to put a temporary ban on fly.
Mate, he said I'm flying. No, I'm not.
So,
Am I flying?
so where's your drone?
What's it going to do with you guys? I'm not flying a drone.
The first officer approaches and immediately accuses the auditor of committing an offense, claiming that he has a drone in the air. The auditor calmly explains that he does not. The drone is already on the ground. The officer then points to the screen on the controller, clearly misunderstanding what he is seeing. The auditor explains that the screen is showing recorded footage, not a live flight. Instead of checking the facts or reconsidering his assumption, the officer continues with the accusation despite having no evidence that the drone is still airborne. Then another officer says they are contacting the CAA to impose a temporary flight restriction. But this actually creates another problem with their argument. If they are only trying to introduce a restriction now, then there was no such restriction in place when the auditor flew the drone. That means the flight could not suddenly become illegal because of a restriction created afterward. The officers appear to be trying to use a new restriction to justify action against a flight that had already ended.
Just crack on with your job.
Right. Under Article 256 of the Air Navigation, you are committing an offence.
Offence? Am I flying a drone at this minute?
Near the building.
Look,
Okay.
the joypad's not moving.
You've got to
Look at that, guys. He's just said I'm committing an offence.
They can fly themselves. It's not stupid. I own a drone myself.
You want to drone it? So am I committing an offence now?
Yes, you are.
So are you arresting me then? Are you arresting me?
I'm going to take your details and someone just...
I'm not giving you the details.
I'll have to arrest you.
Go on then. Go on then.
Right, okay.
I'm not flying a drone.
The officer tries to justify the arrest by referring to Article 256 of the Air Navigation Order, which covers drones being flown recklessly or dangerously. However, such an allegation requires a genuine risk to people or property, and nothing about the auditor's flight appears to show that level of danger. He was flying responsibly, away from emergency services, and there was no obvious threat to anyone. The auditor was also using a DJI Mini, which weighs less than 250 grams and is subject to different rules from heavier drones. Yet instead of asking basic questions or checking whether the drone was even still in the air, the officers quickly escalated the situation. One female officer even took the controller from his hands. If the drone had actually been flying at that moment, interfering with the controller could potentially have created a safety risk. Ironically, the most immediate danger may have come from the officer's own actions.
I'm not flying a drone. My drone's in my bag, you pair of muppets.
Give us the drone.
Mate, you've just am I being detained? Detained for what?
Committing an offence under the Aviation Act, okay? I have told you that. I have asked you...
Am I being detained?
I've asked you...
Am I being detained? Am I arrested?
Yes, you are.
Right.
Okay, all you need to do is show us his drone.
My drone's in my bag.
I asked you, you said...
My drone is in my bag. Check my bag.
I was just trying to help him out. I know that. But he's made that decision. He's a grown man, and if he wants...
Mate, no, my drone's in my bag. I've told him it's in my bag. He's detaining me, arresting me for a
You
drone.
need to get your details as well, your name and address as well.
What? I was flying it before you actually told me it was an offence. Why is it an offence when I've got a... Are you arresting me? Serious?
Yes, I've just arrested you.
Will you check that bag just to make sure my drone's in there?
Once we've established safety details...
This is... Hey, do you know what? This is an unlawful...
Listen to me, alright?
Yeah.
Stop shouting. Once we've ascertained your details and confirmed who you are, we can look at de-arresting you in relation to...
De-arresting me? I've not committed an offence from the start. I've got a licence and everything.
Under UK law, an arrest should be based on reasonable grounds to suspect that an offense has been committed. It should not simply be based on a guess or an attempt to investigate whether someone might have done something wrong. The auditor responds by explaining that he has not committed an offense and that he holds the appropriate license. But the officers do not appear to consider his explanation. They do not properly establish what type of drone he was using, whether a license or registration was required, or whether he had actually broken any rules. Instead, they move toward arrest without first carrying out the most basic checks. What we are seeing here looks less like careful investigation and more like assumption-driven policing. Before using their powers, the officers should have established the facts and determined whether an actual offense had taken place.
You don't arrest people first, mate. That you're doing the wrong thing. The law.
You come with me.
Pardon? It wasn't playing, mate.
Come with me.
Jog on, you muppet. Who's got the controller and the phone?
What did you do?
I need that control and the phone because he's got the evidence, mate.
Right, okay.
I proved to you I weren't flying a drone.
You haven't proved it, you was being awkward.
Mate, you said that I was flying a drone.
Controller is. I can't talk, you're shouting.
I have got handcuffs on and they're hurting, mate.
Have you got his controller? Right.
I do.
We'll take the
So look at that, that's still going as we speak.
Right.
That was from footage before when there was no blocker in the area.
Just search his bag.
Yeah, of course, mate. What was your name, fella?
I'm not telling you my name. I'm not telling you my name. I'm not obliged to because I'm not committed an offence.
I was only asking your name.
This moment shows a subtle but common way officers can put pressure on someone while appearing casual. The female officer asks the auditor for his name. When he correctly explains that he is not legally required to provide it simply because she has asked, she quickly responds, "I was only asking." That response changes the tone of the situation. It allows the officer to appear as though she made only a harmless request, while making the auditor look unreasonable for refusing. But when a uniformed police officer asks for someone's details during a tense encounter, the question can naturally feel more like a demand than a casual conversation. The auditor was simply asserting his rights and asking the officer to explain the legal basis for requiring his name.
He's detained me and I'm in handcuffs now.
I've already told you, under the Aviation Act, you are committing offence. You're flying a drone near buildings.
Near buildings.
Without a licence, you can't do that.
I've got a licence. I've got a licence. Am I permitted to give you a licence? Because this area is exempt from the CAA.
Who is it?
Eh?
Where's the drone?
It's in the bag. Look through the rest of the bag. Not inside the bag, not that bit.
Sorry guys, can I just ask you to take a couple of steps back for me? Thank you.
No, it's sorry.
Oh, so now Constable is seeing that my drone's in the bag, as it is. It wasn't flying when he pulled me and put me in handcuffs. So now, this is a wrongful arrest. Am I still being detained, Constable? Please let me know soon, because the longer this goes on, the more you will be a civil court matter. Okay. And I will prosecute you.
That's fine.
Personally. You've detained...
We make complaints to Lancashire Constabulary, mate, by all means do so.
Are you being cocky, Louis?
No, I'm telling you where to make your complaint.
Peace, what's your collar number?
Sergeant 5409.
Sergeant 540. Are you happy with your constable doing what he's done to me?
You'd like to make a complaint?
Are you happy with what your constable's done to me?
Ashley?
Can he let me out of these cuffs now?
When the officer searches the auditor's bag and discovers the drone inside, it confirms what the auditor had been saying from the beginning. The drone was not in the air. This is a crucial moment because it directly challenges the original reason for the arrest. The officers had accused the auditor of unlawfully flying a drone, but they now have clear evidence that the drone was inside his bag at this point. The officers should have reassessed the situation and considered whether their original grounds for arrest were still valid. Instead, the officer continues as though nothing has changed. There is no evidence here of the drone being airborne at that moment, no clear indication of danger, and no obvious interference with emergency services. The original accusation was based on an assumption rather than solid evidence. Once the drone was found inside the bag, that assumption became much harder to defend.
You are committing the offence, okay?
How can I commit offence when I wasn't flying?
Do you want to
At the
listen or shout at
time,
him?
you wouldn't tell me whether you was flying or not.
I wasn't committing offence.
Right, listen to me. At the time, I suspected you was committing the offence.
No, you said I was committing an offence.
Because you wouldn't tell me you had the drone in the bag.
No, I told you I didn't have it.
No, you didn't.
Mate, you've done an unlawful arrest on me today. What's your collar number?
You can have a call at 8512. Okay, listen to me. You're now de-arrested because you're not flying the drone. Should you?
I tried to tell you I wasn't flying a drone.
Should you that drone take off, you will be arrested.
No, I won't. Okay. No, I won't. If I want to fly that,
CCTV monitoring.
I want to fly that, this is a legal way I can fly this drone. I've got a license.
The auditor responds confidently, explaining that if he wants to fly the drone again, he can legally do so because he has a valid license and understands the rules. And his point is clear. Under UK drone regulations, if the flight follows the CAA's rules, including airspace restrictions, the drone's category, and safety requirements, an officer cannot simply stop someone from flying because they personally dislike it. The officer's threat does not appear to be based on any clear legal restriction. Instead, it comes across as an attempt to maintain control. Even after the original arrest appears to have been based on a misunderstanding, he still refuses to back down and continues using vague threats to intimidate the auditor.
Are you a muppet or what? So are you saying if I fly that now I'm being arrested?
Are you going to keep still or it's going to hurt and take your handcuffs off?
Listen, stop pushing my back. You're making things a lot worse here.
It's going to hurt.
You muppet.
Don't be swearing.
I will swear because he's arrested me for nothing.
You're going to get yourself locked up for something else.
Locked up for what? Public order?
Breach the peace or public order.
Breach of the peace. Go on, crack on, crack on. You've put me in handcuffs for nothing. Don't put them on the other way around next time, you Joey. You not put a pair of handcuffs on or what? So why are you twisting them like that?
Your hand away.
I ain't
like
pulling. Do you think I want to walk away with that on me? You Joey. You're a muppet, mate. You've arrested. What you arresting me then for nothing? I weren't flying a drone, and it's illegal to. It's legal to fly a drone here.
All right, okay.
Is it not?
Prove it then.
Prove it. I'll give you my operator's ID.
Go on then.
Go on then.
Let's have a look at your IDs.
I'm going to give you my operator's ID right now, where it's legal to fly a drone right here.
Okay. So that says that you can fly above buildings and people.
Yeah. Do you know what type of drone this is?
When the officer asks, "So that lets you fly over people and buildings?" it becomes clear that he may not fully understand how the rules apply to a DJI Mini. Under UK drone regulations, drones weighing under 250 grams can operate under more flexible rules. A DJI Mini can generally fall within the A1 subcategory of the open category, provided the applicable requirements are followed. This means certain flights near people and in built-up areas can be legal. However, that does not mean the pilot can fly recklessly or deliberately put people at risk. The exact rules depend on the drone, the location, and how it is being operated. The officer's tone makes it sound as though the auditor is trying to bend the rules. But the real question is whether the specific flight complied with the regulations, and that requires looking at the actual circumstances rather than making assumptions.
Before we go, because I'm going to make a civil claim against you, right? I'm going to show you the drone. This is
the drone. I know what they are.
Do you see that there, buddy?
It's a DJI Mini. I know.
DJI Mini, it's under 250 grams, right? Yeah. Nothing around here in Preston is exempt from me flying above, and I wouldn't be.
Near a burning building.
I was 120 metres above the sky, buddy.
And interfering with emergency.
Not interfering, no.
Yes, you
not interfering.
Yes, it was.
How was it interfering?
interfering?
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
Hence why it's
Don't lie.
down.
Don't lie.
Have you got your licence?
What?
You got your licence?
For one, I'm not permitted to show you my
You just
licence.
told me you're going to show me, now you're not.
But do you know what that is?
You're lying then.
That's my operator's licence number.
Right, so
Yeah?
I will contact then the CAA and I will let them know about your unlawful flying of the drone.
It wasn't unlawful.
You'll lose your licence, won't you?
No, it won't.
You're being monitored. See you.
I can fly this again.
When the auditor calmly shows his operator ID, he is being transparent, even though he is not necessarily required to show it simply because an officer asks. Instead of acknowledging the information, the officer threatens to report him to the CAA and suggests that his license or authorization could be revoked. It appears to be another attempt to regain control after the original accusation has been challenged. The officer also seems to misunderstand how drone restrictions and geofencing work. A drone's geofencing system can warn about or restrict certain areas, but it does not prove that a flight is legally permitted. Likewise, the fact that a drone was able to fly does not automatically mean there was no legal restriction. The important question should have been whether the auditor had actually violated a specific CAA rule or airspace restriction. Instead, the officers continued looking for reasons to justify the arrest.
Because do you know CAA, they need to put a blocker in the area.
Well, they're doing it now.
Well, once they do that, that will stop me flying.
Carry on shouting, you're going to get locked up.
No, I won't stop
Yes, you will
shouting.
get
No,
locked
what?
up.
This is me.
Right.
What are you going to arrest me for?
What are you
going to arrest me
for? A breach of the peace, as simple as that.
Oh, breach of
Do not
peace.
shout in my
You
face.
can't be offended.
Right.
You can't be
I can't be
offended.
offended. These firefighters can. This baby here in this pram can.
I'm really. Do you know what I'm offended? You're a muppet.
All right.
Yeah. Do you know why? Because you illegally arrested me then.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Did you not illegally arrest me then?
You're not suspected.
My wrist. Look at my wrist there.
Right.
My
Put a
wrists are
complaint
killing
in.
for what
Put a
you did.
complaint
You
in.
are a muppet.
Right. Put a complaint.
8512.
Yes.
Yeah.
Put a complaint.
I'm gonna-
It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Look at you laughing about it. What type of a Joey are you? You are a tyrant, Constable. You think you can do that to people when I've got a licence for a drone?
Okay.
Have I got a licence?
You've not,
That will be proven in
not
court.
Real license.
Pardon? You didn't actually put me in handcuffs.
I have.
That's not the way you do it.
Flying the drone. You said no. You said yes. You wouldn't tell me whether you was flying the drone.
Oh, so you just arrest people on that?
You wouldn't show me.
You need to. Oh, you need to know CAA.
The auditor clearly explained that the drone was not flying. But instead of asking basic questions, such as what type of drone he was using, whether any restriction was active, or whether the controller was showing live footage, the officer moved straight toward an arrest. Even a short investigation could have clarified the situation and shown whether an offense had actually taken place. The officer also appeared to have limited knowledge of the CAA rules, particularly those relating to smaller drones such as the DJI Mini. He did not establish the drone's category, did not consider its weight, and did not properly check whether the flight was prohibited. Certain drone operations can be legal in built-up areas when the relevant rules are followed. That is why these details matter. Before using police powers, the officers should have established the facts instead of relying on assumptions.
You don't know it.
Deal with it in court.
You don't know it. You're a Joey.
Thank you.
You are a muppet.
Thank you.
I'm disrespected.
Right,
I've been
breaching the peace because there's members of the public there that are offended by.
Are you offended by what I just said?
So listen to me. Back it in with the language. Or
I'm speaking to you.
Simple as. Move on.
No, I'm going this way.
Right, move that way then.
Is my silence good enough for you?
Yes, that's perfect.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
You're a tyrant, aren't you?
Keep an eye on this guy for us, please.
Keep an eye. He's all right with me. He's all right. He's all right.
Excuse me, you stood in my way.
Huh? You're stood in my way.
How we doing, kid?
Look at this guy. He's a proper tyrant. Idiot. He just arrested me. Everybody, this is the Preston Police Force for you. Joey.
You're a tyrant.
Tyrant.
As the officer walks away, he throws a smug wave over his shoulder. It does not come across as a polite goodbye. Instead, it looks like a mocking gesture, almost as if he believes he has won the encounter. But what he did not realize at the time was that this was far from over. The auditor remained calm, informed, and confident in his position. He later filed a civil claim over the arrest and, according to the official documentation referenced in the video, received a payout of £1.50 after legal fees and other charges. He was left with £837.50. But this was about more than the money. The outcome provided a legal acknowledgement that the incident had serious consequences. Throughout the encounter, the officer appeared to misunderstand several important points. He relied on Article 256 of the Air Navigation Order, claimed the drone was in the air when it was not, and failed to establish the basic facts before escalating to an arrest. He ignored the auditor's explanation, questioned his information, and allowed another officer to take the controller from his hands. If the drone had actually been flying, interfering with the controller could potentially have created a serious safety risk. Even after the auditor was released, the officer still did not back down. He threatened to contact the CAA and suggested that the auditor's authorization could be affected. That threat only raised further questions about whether the officer fully understood the regulations he was relying on. And when he was asked why basic information had not been gathered before force was used, he had no convincing answer. This was not the careful investigation you would expect when dealing with specialist drone regulations. It was a situation driven by assumptions, confusion, and an apparent desire to maintain control. But thanks to the auditor's knowledge, composure, and the camera recording the encounter, the story did not end with that wave. It ended with a legal claim, a financial payout, and a powerful reminder. When authority is misused, someone who knows their rights can challenge it. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your support really helps me continue producing independent coverage. And don't forget to check out Reggie. His channel is linked in the description, so make sure to show him some support. Thanks for watching.